you are listening to Dr. Troy Munson. With words of radiance, now here is your host, Dr. Munson.
Hello and welcome, I'm Dr. Troy. Healing the heart is not the easiest topic to approach on any given day, but we're going to explore it today so that you may have some ideas on what you can do to help it, and hopefully some understanding in how it may get damaged and how do we move through these energies that tend to get stuck in our heart. Now, for those of you that are brand new to this, you may already be like, I'm not interested in any of this. And I understand, but let's understand the heart first by what it does. It is constantly opening and closing, letting blood flow through. The heart sends more information to your brain than your brain sends to the heart. Just this aspect of its functionality should start to maybe give us enough to pause and say, okay, I'm willing to hear what you have to say on energy patterns. There's a great many books written on how energy flows through the heart, but to give you an example so that you would see it, I've done this in other podcasts. As you drive down the road, you see things pass by. Do you remember all of them? Are you upset about all of them? Maybe you've ridden a bike and you've ridden it around your neighborhood. You've seen houses and the colors of the houses and different cars in the driveways and different colors of cars and bushes that you've passed by and bark and all kinds of things that have just whizzed by, fences, light posts, everything. But my guess is that you do not remember all of them, for you simply took them in, experienced the tree as you took it in, and then it was out again. And then there was a fence, and it was in and then out again. Then there was a red truck, and it was in and then out again. Then there was a fire hydrant, and you looked at it, experienced it, and moved on, and it was out. And now you are on to the next thing. That is how a heart that is functioning well experiences life. Nothing gets stuck, nothing gets focused on for longer than just a moment. And it doesn't rattle through your mind over and over and over. Now, we can go through all of the ideas of what you are and who you are, but that's a bit tedious. For this particular purpose, I just want you to see that the heart itself is constantly opening and closing. Now, if somebody does something to you while you're driving, and I've used this example before, you are driving and somebody flips you off because they think that you have cut them off. Now, that finger, that middle finger, is just an experience. It is nothing more, unless you close your heart, and now it gets stuck. And now it's ruminating through the brain because the energy is sending from the heart up to the mind, and now your mind is thinking about it. The heart decided to feel hurt, or rather the brain said, that seems like hurt. I will judge it and call it hurt. And now it's starting to spin around. You have now lost yourself because you're living in the past, yet you're still driving. It's kind of like driving under the influence. You're still driving under the influence of being angry or being hurt, and you're back there. You're no longer here experiencing the next beautiful car that comes into your experience as you drive, or the next beautiful tree, or the next bush, or the next house, or the next whatever. You've now gotten stuck. You're no longer present, and you're no longer fully aware of right here, right now. You're now not present, the only moment where God is. You're now stuck in the past. How many times have you gotten yourself stuck in the past? These past experiences that you keep trying to bring up into the present moment that aren't here, that are figments of your imagination, mine too, by the way, and everybody else's too, you're not alone. But understanding it is the how of going away from it. Because you'll ask, well, how do I stop this? You stop it by ceasing to be interested in closing down your heart. You stay wide open. Now, let's use something else. I have cats. I've had dogs. I love them both. I'm an equal opportunity pet owner. I've even had other pets. I had a rat at one time. My sister had a horse. It was wonderful. We had bunny rabbits when I was young. These are all just fine things to have. When I come home and I see one of my cats laying there on the couch, I go up and I speak sweetly to it and I start petting it. And he'll stretch and he looks at me with a big grin and closes his eyes a bunch of times. He's just experiencing me and I'm experiencing him. And as I scratch him around the chin and around his neck and down his back, he is delighted. And that is all. And when I leave after a few seconds of petting him, he goes back to sleep, letting the moment pass, go in and out without holding on to it. Me too. So we can do this, and we do this effortlessly. We do it all the time, but we don't realize we're doing it. The realization that we are indeed allowing things to pass in and out of our experience without holding them is just fine. Now, did I bring the experience of petting a cat into my awareness at this time, even though I was not doing that? Yes, I did. And was I living in the past from my past experiences of doing such? I was. And now I've released it, and now I'm experiencing this room that I'm standing in and talking to a microphone that I'm experiencing. I'm allowing it to pass through effortless. So the whole idea, and these are concepts that have been splayed out in many different ways by many different authors who have discovered these things that we do and have realized that I don't have to hold it anymore. I don't have to get stuck and attached to anything. I don't have to resist anything. I don't have to judge anything anymore. And so when we allow this beautiful heart mechanism to open and close beautifully, experiencing each moment and then letting it go and releasing it gloriously so that we can experience the next moment, we now all of a sudden stop holding on to things so much. Anger is something that becomes less and less. Fear becomes less and less. And as we stay more present, more open, we realize the beauty and glory of where we are right now and what we are doing. The heart has less pressure on it. The mind gets less interference. We now become a being more light-filled, more love-filled, more peace-filled, more present, and now we become a point of change that others can seek out and say, help me. Help me do what you have done. Whatever you've got, I want. And of course, we would tell them that they already have it. But you've spent too much time judging, attaching, and resisting everything in your life. So you have people that have promoted non-resistance, non-attachment, and non-judgment as the way to joy, peace, and happiness. And of course, they would be right. Because all those things are things getting stuck in the heart. And you have other authors telling you to release everything. Get everything by releasing. Don't hold it. Just simply let go and let go constantly. And you have others that talk about keep the heart open. Do not close it. Stay in this moment. Do not get stuck and do not stick these energies inside of you, festering in organ systems and how disease begins and ultimately ends. As we begin that process of staying present and staying open and not judging and not resisting what is and not staying attached to anything in our lives, whether it's a home, a car, a child, a spouse, money, our bank account, whatever. We simply do these things and get better and better at them, recognizing that we have always been in control of everything that is happening around us. In essence, meaning we have always been in control of the meaning of everything that happens around us. We give everything all the meaning it has to us, and we're all doing it. That's why some people will get angry at certain things and others will not. I've used the example of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Some people will think it's wonderful. I will not. I'm not a fan of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Could I eat it without judgment? Of course. Is it what my taste buds desire? No. If I want to experience food that this particular taste bud enjoys, it's not going to be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, with that being said, we'll all have these experiences. Chew on a dandelion leaf and tell me what your experience is. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You might find it quite exquisite in your own way. You could judge it. You could do all kinds of things with it. But there are experiences that you can on purpose do and watch yourself try to judge it, instead of just letting it be and experience it. Get good at it, because when somebody drives by you and puts a middle finger up, you can then all of a sudden realize, I could experience this too, and let it pass right through, and not get stuck and keep my heart wide open, because there are more challenges coming your way as you get better at it to test you on how good you are at it. You can get quite good at it, and you can find healing on the far side of it in the most amazing way. Until next time, I'm Dr. Troy, and remember, you have nothing to do, only something to see.